All right, hello collective. We're gonna jump into this little thing. We're gonna talk more about dreams. Been feeling about talking about more about dreams for a while. As well as I'm gonna mention this in the beginning. If you need to see my face to receive a message, you're in the wrong place. I don't talk to bats. We don't need echolocation. You don't need to see something to hear something. You're just distracting yourself. So are you in it to learn something, or are you in it just to gawk at someone's face? Get real with yourself. Answer yourself that question. If it's to learn something, awesome. If it's anything else, you're just looking to gawk at something for a while. Sensory deprivation, heal from that. All right. Regardless, we're gonna jump into dreams and what they are about a bit, a bit more in detail. Less about how to interpret your dreams, but more just about what dreams are. And this is not going to be talking about the astral realm. So, talking about the astral realm when it relates to dreams, these are different subjects. These are layers of things. We're going to talk about the layer called dreams, and then maybe if I feel called to, we'll talk about the astral realm. But for now, it's just dreams. Overstand that and know that there are certain, you know what I mean? If you want to be an overachiever, you go for it. No one cares. If you want to just sit here and learn something, open mindedness, you're welcome to stay. That's just what it's going to be like. Sucks to suck if you disagree with it. But this is the truth about them. This is going to be nothing but the truth about it. Um, and again, if you disagree or something, then that's like your fault. Why are you disagreeing with something that you don't even know the truth about? You just know something that someone else told you. I'm going to be telling you things that I've discovered myself and through researching, through teachings of Dr. Malachi Youre as well, because he's the only one to really teach all this stuff in the first place. Everyone of your teachers have learned from him. So wake up. Regardless, dreams. Um, I've mentioned before in the last dream video that dreams tell you about the problems within your life, the traumas that you hold down within. Um, if you are having any dream really, it's because something happened to you within the past 72 hours, within the past 3 days. If you add up the math correctly, your dreams will show you what you need to learn from that. And with how energy works, because again, remember, we're working with energy 24/7, not the physical. If you're attached to the physical, that's your first problem. That's why you're not ascending. That's why you're not feeling protected, because your protection comes from something that you're needing to grasp. Use one of your senses to adhere to rather than using your sixth sense, seeing things spiritually. Of course, all senses relate to being able to feel. All senses relate to feeling, because if you look at the word sense, it means to touch. So your five senses are all working off of feeling, off of something touching, either vibrations touching the hairs in your ears, something about smelling in the hairs of your nose. Your taste is literally you're feeling the food or whatever you're feeling, and tasting, it's feeling, because that object, that scent, whatever is touching, interacting with your taste buds, etc., etc. You're looking at things. It's not even that you're seeing it. You don't see what you see. You don't see me. You don't see that. Oh, wrong way. You don't see that lamp. You don't see that background. What you're seeing is light reflection. If I were to close the blinds, if I were to turn off all the lights, if I were to do this, I mean, you can still see something, but it's not what you expect, right? That's just the light reflecting off. And that's just how it is. We don't see things as they are. You see light reflecting. So everything has to do with something touching something. The light has to touch your iris and your retinas and go through that whole system for you even to see the damn thing. If there's a disconnection, then you can't see. Simple as. But anyway, back to dreams. We had to talk about that for a minute. But anyway, back to dreams. They represent something that's happened to you within the last 72 hours, whether that is something energetically that you have not released from the past, that has a familiar feeling energy that resurfaced, and the word combated wants to come up. I don't know why such a word does, but we'll let it come out though. So an energy wanted to combat you. Of course, I understand why, but in this context that we're talking about, I using those heavy words sometimes might feel a little bit too much for people, but that's just how it is. But you are combated with them. You are faced with the challenge when those energies come up. If you are still stuck within that grip, that struggle to have control over it, rather than realizing that needing to have a control over it shows that you have no control. And the fact that you could just let it do what it wants to do and show you the lesson it needs to show you and move on, that's the best thing, right? Anyway, so with the dreams, their objects, their colors, the positions, everything about that last dream video, you should watch that because that's really going to help you understand this a lot more. Anyway, when you have a dream, it's not, and this is where the conscious community starts to fuck things up because they're like, oh, I had a dream and then someone was attacking me and someone was doing all this evil magic to me. Okay, and why were you allowing them to? Why were they in your dream? Why did they break through your protection? How did they get to you if you didn't want them to come towards you? And I have to ask yourself that question. And the answer is because you aren't allowing yourself to be protected. You don't. You first of all, you believe that you're protected, which disrupts everything. A belief can be broken in half, the same as a twig. A truth is solid. You can't do anything to a truth, right? So you don't even believe that you're protected, or maybe you just believe that you do. You don't even know that you're protected. You're like, oh, I think I'm protected. I feel like I am. Well, are you or are you not? Yes or no? That's the question. You can have the array of the whole spectrum answering you, right? You can have like, oh, I'm like 75% protected on like a Thursday. Like, okay, well, that's for that one day. How about the rest of the days? How about why aren't you 100% protected? Why don't you feel 100% protected? Because you're not learning those lessons. You're not seeing who you are. You're not accepting what you've done, and that comes from the dogmas of religion, wanting to scapegoat and project and XYZ, my way or the highway for everyone, instead of just overstanding and really understanding the fact that when you have these occurrences, it's because you desired to have them, because you allowed that energy to be near you. And you can disagree and fight all you want, but you're fighting yourself, and ain't no one going to save you from you. That's why no one helped you out in these situations. You can say, "Oh, it was someone doing magic on my situation, making me okay." And so, why were you playing that game to allow that to go on even more? Why are you humoring it? Why were you even sitting down, like letting it happen to you when you could have got up and walked the other way? Is my question. And that's something that you have to do. That's something that the human brain, like it knows, but it doesn't put in the action very well because it likes those repeating patterns. It needs to find a pattern. And when you're stuck in a pattern, your brain is most enthralled. It goes, oh boy, I'm stuck in a pattern. That means that whatever the fuck situations are going on, that I have to stick with it, or I have to learn how to break it somehow. And then you're stuck in between the cycle of, well, I haven't broke my other patterns, so why should I break this one? You know, you have to ask yourself these things, and that's what the dreams are showing you, because you're in a state of least resistance. When you're asleep and you have a crazy dream of, I don't fucking know, you getting tied up somewhere, and then someone starts dumping water all over you, and you're like, oh my god, I had a dream about me being waterboarded. Well, that's because you are feeling like you're restricted. You're giving your power to other people, and with the water, it's the emotions. People don't do this. And this is the conscious community's issue. They don't learn these things for themselves. They go around, they go get a reading from someone, from a psychic, which anyone who calls themselves a psychic doesn't even know what the fucking word means. If you want to see anyone who's a psychic, you should look up the word psychologist and psychology and psyche. They all have the same beginning, and it all relates to the realm of mentality. So you walking to people who are mental, awesome. We're all mental. Welcome to the mental realm. Ta-da! Like, overstand these things. People will use these weird ass words and labels to make them so feel like they're happy, and like not happy, but bigger and stronger than they really are. They're not. It's a label that people use to boast a form of ego. Frankly, I don't trust anyone who calls himself a psychic, because who the fuck, like, okay, so if you're a psychic, you should know everything about me. If your brain is so extraordinary, you should know my name, my date of birth, everything about me, what I'm about to say to you, my phone number, the color of my underwear, the color of my underwear yesterday, the color of my underwear when I was like 2 years old. You should know all that shit. You should be able to tell me it. You should be able to show me it. All these things, but they can't because they're not actually what they claim to be. A psychic would be someone you'd go to for a psychiatric care. They would be someone that you'd go for like a mental evaluation, right? These labels confuse people anyway. But people go to psychics and mediums, and mediums just mean average. So you're going to someone who's average. By the way, learn what you're seeing, learn what you're saying. Don't listen to the conscious community. Oh, but this word means that. No, it doesn't. Says who? Says you, the person that was told by someone else, who was told by someone else, and no one decided to look up what that word meant. They just like, oh, what's the spiritual meaning of this? I don't fucking know. How do you resonate with it? Why are you looking it up online? Why are you allowing an external source to tell you what it means spiritually? What does it mean to your spirit? What does it mean to your life? Right? What does that word mean that has its own definition, its own way of living, its own passage? What does that mean to you? And you have to break the word down all the way down to its root. All the way down to its root. That does not mean breaking it down to Latin. That means breaking it all the way down to its root. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't, study what a root word is. Study what roots are. It's called root work for a reason. Go to the beginning of it. The beginning of it was not Latin, because guess what? Latin took it from somewhere too. So where's the root of it? And people don't want to go past Latin, because after you go past Latin, it's hard to look up definitions of words. It's hard to find the actual truth of the word, the etymological meaning of a word, how it stands, what it's actually standing on top of, what's been built on top of it. You know what I mean? So understand that. But people like going all over the place and getting like, oh, what does this dream mean? What does that dream mean? And they go, oh, it means someone's attacking you. Well, that's what the dream is showing you. What does that mean? What does it mean when someone's attacking you? What does that imply? If someone attacks you, it's because they deem you weaker, right? They wouldn't attack you if you were stronger. They deem you weaker. They deemed you on a lower pedestal, either on mental, physical, emotional, however, it doesn't matter what plane they're doing it on. They just believe within themselves, and again, we're using the word believe. They're lying to themselves. They're becoming a lie that they are stronger than you because XYZ reason, gratification, ego, just have more people around than you, whatever the fuck the reason is, right? They do that. So again, my God, let me use my English words real quick. I can't say it. Anyway, imply. What does it imply? What is someone attacking you implying? Are they hitting you with their fists? Why are they hitting you with their fists? What have they done to you on the physical realm? What have they done to you within your general vicinity that you've seen with your own eyes? Oh, they're throwing lava on me. Oh, really? So what's fire? Fire is your passion. What's lava? Lava is just liquid fire. If you really want to break it down like that, it's coagulated fire, right? So what does lava mean, huh? Why am I getting lava dumped on me? I don't know. What about your passions are being hardened up, or even being moved by your emotions? What kind of energy is being moved around by the water? Because it's not just fire. It's water too. Fire doesn't move like that. Fire doesn't clump up like that. That's like, you know what I mean? Break it down. Y'all have to do these things for yourself. You don't need to have anyone else on this world tell you about your life if you're living it. Because guess what? If you need someone to tell you about your life, you're not living it. You're co-piloting your life, and you're wondering what the pilot's doing in your life. And people go, oh, God's piloting my life. No, he's not. No, she's not. God is not piloting your life. God is controlling all of our lives. Okay? He's not sitting there, oh, I wonder how Samantha's doing. Omniscient force, just seeing everything, looking down like, damn, who's moving next? Like, everything is moving at once. It's like looking at a bunch of ants at once. You focus on one ant for a few seconds, you focus on another ant for a few seconds. Same thing with the Most High. It's an omniscient force. It sees everything. It knows everything. It sees the land. It sees he The Most High is not going to look at you and be like, oh, I got to get you. You have to choose yourself. So why are you allowing yourself to have a dream that is about you and the things happening in your life make you feel as if someone else is trying to do something to you, when in reality it's you fighting yourself? Did that person make you have that dream? No. Was that person sitting beside your bed whispering in your ear, have a dream about me, have a dream about me doing the XYZ, for your subconscious to pick up and then make you dream? No. And even if then, why the fuck were they in your room in the first place? Ask yourself these questions. Nothing in your life can happen without you allowing it to. And if you are not in control of your life, i.e., you're control of your dreams, because your dreams are your life, it's the back and forth conundrum of that, then what's going on? Who's controlling your life? Why are people so apt to just ignore the truth of that fact? It's because they don't want to take responsibility, for one. They don't want to be accountable, for two. And another reason, they don't want to actually heal. They're not healing anything. They're sitting around blaming other people, blaming other things, going, yeah, but I can't do this. You can. But because now that you said you can't, now you're not going to. Because in your brain, you're so abusive to yourself that you keep telling yourself that you're not going to do something or you can't do something. That's how abusive you are. And then that abuse happens on the external, and now it's a big issue. See what I mean? And that's what dreams are trying to show you. They're trying to show you the root of why you're doing that to yourself. Even though the root relies with you and accepting that as being a truth in your life, it has to be planted from some form of seed. What was that seed? What did Charles do to you in second grade? Oh, Charles stabbed my hand with a pencil. And then ever since then, I've been afraid to like show my hand to people. And the one time I went to go get a palm reading, my life went to shit. So it was definitely that person. No, it was that fear relating to the area that you were afraid of being seen. And now that it was seen, it struck up a whole bunch of trauma that wasn't healed. Now, that doesn't mean that someone can't try and speak over your life. But again, if you're living your life and you're in actual control of your life and you're not giving it to an outside force, there's nothing to worry about. And that's the big thing. Everyone wants to give, oh, like God's outside. No, God's inside. Everyone wants to go, oh, God's in the light. No, God's in the dark. Overstand that. God's in triple darkness. We're in darkness. God's in triple darkness. That's why you have to go within to even hear God. That's why that's when you go to bed, when you close your eyes, when you meditate and your eyes are closed, you start seeing things because you're in darkness. You see things in the dark just as you do in the day, but you see less in the day than you do in the dark. And you can say I'm right or wrong, but look, when you go outside and look at the moon, when it's nighttime, you see more at night than you do in day. Look at all the crazy lights that are on at night. Everything's lit up at night. The stars are out. The street signs are lit. There's fucking street lamps and signs and billboards and shit and car lights. Everything's lit up in the dark. But during the day, all that shit's off, right? Or you can't see it at least because there's already a light happening. So, overstand that. In the dreams, that's what they're trying to show you, is what's happening in the dark, what's happening within inside of you. You already are getting everything that's happening to you within the light, And it will break it down a step even more. If hell is surrounded by fire, and fire is the source of light, that doesn't mean the devil's in darkness. Who the fuck put that image in your head? Oh my god, what was his name? Fucking, I can't remember his name. I'm gonna go look that up real quick. We got it. Did Dante put that in your head with his whole personification of the layers of hell? Did you all just think all of a sudden that hell was just super dark, evil place, but there was fire everywhere and you can't see because it's pitch dark, but there's fire? Sure. Who told you that fire doesn't produce? When have you ever? I don't even have to say anything. Look, that should be enough proof. It lit up, it's gone. It made light, it disappeared. Fire is light. So if the devil is in hell, and hell's surrounded by fire, and that's creating light, where would God be? God's not going to be in the light if the devil's in the light. There's two different areas. There's two different areas. Two completely different areas. This is what people have to understand. This is what people have to like really, really start grasping, especially when it comes to the dreams. When your senses are overflowing, I'm gonna get the card out too because it's here, and I'm we're stepping away from tarot, but I gotta. This is literally the best way to explain it. But the devil card, and this is again why I'm going to. That's why I'm working. Not going to, but that's why I'm working on the thing for tarot because fucking people don't know how to read. So many tarot readers don't even know what the fuck tarot is. They just pick up a deck and go, "Oh, this is interesting." Y'all don't even know who Pamela is. Y'all never even research your fucking life. You just pick up a deck of cards and think you can read them. Learn. Learn. There's a lot going on behind this stuff. You're just picking it up and thinking that it's this and that. No. That's why on the devil card, the male's tail is inflamed. When your five senses are inflamed or lit up, which happens at birth, when you are first birthed, BERTH, because we were born from a water sac, and anything with water is birthed. When a ship is released into the waters, it is birthed, not BIRTH, it's BERTH, birth. Anyway, the devil card, that's why the tail is lit on fire. That's why the male has his tail on fire. He's inflamed. His five senses are all over the fucking place. He cannot concentrate. Your five senses, they're inflamed. Everything's about touch. There's so much light touching your retinas. There's so much clothing that has sensory issues that got to touch your skin. The weather has to touch your skin. The chemicals in the air, you taste it, it makes you cough, causes phlegm and mucus to pop up everywhere. You smells, you got all around. You walk down to fucking town, you got all the gas from cars and shit, and restaurants with all the food and street corners and all this shit like cigarettes and smoke. It's all there, but you're so inflamed that you're unable to actually take a minute to calm down and realize what's going on. Take a time to actualize what's going on. You're so blind you run to a religion that doesn't even know what it's speaking of. That just starts reading from the book and goes, "Oh, these words are really cool. I like the way these words are put together, but I'm going to switch this word to that word and say it." Dogma is what it is. So, I mean, and y'all can do what you want. There's no shame in the game. Y'all can sit around and reincarnate and be bound by the devil and stay on this throne forever, but I'm here to wake people up, and I've been doing it, trying to do it. Well, I'm not even going to say trying because trying equals failure. So I have been doing it for quite some time on this channel. And the information's out there, but people just don't want to look at it because they're too afraid to detach from, unfortunately, the devil, because they believe the devil is going to bring them everything they want. Which is why all these tarot readers are like, "Oh, you're going to have all the money that you need." You don't need money. You want freedom. And you think your freedom is going to come from money? What happens when that money runs out? What happens when that money loses its currency? What happens when the money just stops being printed? Now you don't know what to do because that was the one thing you're wanting, right? Overstand that. This is what your dreams are trying to show you. This is what the world is trying to show you. This is what spirituality is trying to get people to do, is to show you that things are from the spirit. Everything happens in the spirit realm. And if you're wanting money, then why aren't you doing anything within the spirit? Why are you not showing yourself more self-worth? Why are you not upping your own value within yourself? Why aren't you treating yourself better? Why aren't you eating better? Why aren't you exercising? Why aren't you doing X, Y, Z more? All these things relate to your self-worth. And if you upgrade that and keep that at a higher level, you'll be able to extend to those types of things. But it begins with the mental, quote unquote. Anyway, we're going all over the place because there's a lot to talk about, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit concise, dropping shit everywhere. You know how it is over here. We teach like this. It's just fluid. It's how we teach. We don't teach on just a certain subject and go, "Oh, this, and that." We leave room. We connect dots. We plant seeds and whatnot. Anyway, with dreams. So let's say, because we're gonna dive deeper into like dream meanings as well, because I feel like doing that. Let's say you have a dream where it's happening in like, you have one dream and then you walk through a door and it pops into a whole other dream, right? Those are signifiers that you're needing to move. That's a signifier. Why? What does doors represent? Doors are portals. In the simplest form, doors are portals. You open a door, it leads you to a different room, and then you can shut the door, and then when you open it back up again, it leads you back in the past room. It's a portal. It's a transportation device. That's all a door is it opens and it shuts. It's an energy gateway. It's a portal. It's a whatever you want to call it, right? Understand that. If you have a dream inside of a dream where you're going into one body to another, that's what is that showing you? What is that telling you? There's something about your body that you're not liking, and you're wanting to go into a new one, or you're trying to transition states, or you're trying to move from one form to another, right? Everyone gets so afraid of those things. And with the dreams as well, sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is, it's very fun to talk about sleep paralysis. I'll have to do a whole video on it. But sleep paralysis is whenever you're conscious but you're not able to move. It's, people think that that's like, oh, evil entities can get attached to you, but it's not always evil entities. Unfortunately, the majority of people who have sleep paralysis always end up getting scared because they're not able to let go, and or they have so much negative energy around them that they have a bunch of fear when they have sleep paralysis. I have had sleep paralysis moments where I've just kind of chilled out and had like, it was like, well, shit, here I am. And it hasn't been bad. I've had sleep paralysis where really like I've seen angels and shit. I've had sleep paralysis when I've not had scary experiences. But most people have those terrifying experiences because they're running off of fear. And people like to say, I'm not scared of anything. Oh, no, you are. Trust me. Everyone's scared of something. Unless you've actually done that shadow work to remove fear, which is a possible thing because fear is a program, then you're scared of something. And a lot of people are afraid of themselves. They're afraid of following their dreams. They're afraid of doing something. Confusion comes from fear. Not knowing how to take the next step comes from a lack of studying. A lack of studying, why would you not study something? Because you're afraid to. Because there's some form of fearing program that gets you. Fear is not a every emotion is complex, by the way. Every emotion's complex. Every emotion is just an umbrella term for an agglomeration, a composition of other emotions. And your dreams try to show you that. The only way to understand that, the only way to get seen that is by other people. Is by having other, oh, this is empty. Anyway, by having other characters within your dream that brought up these different emotions that all relate back to one specific being, to one root, to one seed that created all those roots. Excuse me. So understanding that with the dream state, really getting in tapped with yourself, really knowing like what your dreams are. And it doesn't take someone doing like a tarot reading on your dreams to figure out. That's when whenever I do dream readings, I don't even use the cards. There's no need to use cards for a dream. If you're getting a dream reading and they pull out a deck of cards, leave. They don't even know what the fuck they're gonna say. They don't even know how to read dreams. They're gonna, Spirit, what does this dream mean? You don't need cards to tell you. Are you that deficient? You should just be able to intake the information, especially if you're a healer or you want to proclaim to be one. You don't need cards. And especially if you want to, if someone, especially, I'll even mention this now. If someone is reading cards and they're like, I can tell you your fortune, they're scamming you, leave. You think these are fortune telling cards? No, it's energy. If you don't need cards to do it, cards are just the easier way. Cards are what many people use because it's popular. It gets the attention. If you can read cards, you can read energy. You can look at someone. And if you can't look at someone and tell them what's going on, it's because you're deficient in a form of in an area. And you're needing the assistance of the imagery from those cards, as well as the divine telling you what the fuck's going on. So understand that as well. But when you talk about dreams, it's all about symbolisms. Everyone wants to get so attached to, so what does this mean? What are they doing to me, my dreams? Well, what did you say that you're doing to you in your dreams? You have a dream about someone strangling you. Or you have a dream about someone like stealing your dog. And then you wake up from it. You're like, oh, I need to know what that means. Why were they trying to steal my dog? What does that mean they're going to do to me? Well, they already did it to you. In your dream state, they stole your dog. What do dogs represent? Loyalty, protection, allegiance. They stole that from you. They stole your loyalty. They took your loyalty and stole it. They broke it. It's genuinely that simple. That's how it is. People love to overcomplicate things because they don't understand it. And if they don't understand it, they need to big brain it and make it so extraordinarily complex to where no one else can understand it, or they'll make it complex enough to like grasp your mind, because unfortunately, our attention span has really dropped a lot. Um, we have goldfish attention span as humans. That's fucking awful. I seen a video on Instagram. I put it on my fucking story too, because it was literally a video of a group of workers and ants moving like a same shaped object, and they were literally mimicking the same fucking movements. Like, they have people fucking broke up because they don't want to problem solve. They don't like deep thinking. They don't like doing these things. They're subhuman. That's the thing. Like, you're not allowing yourself to truly develop any sort of skill. You're living within that realm of denial, which you got to reincarnate for. You can't. How can you ascend if you're not even aware of your own self? How can you ascend if you don't even know who you are? Your dreams are your dreams because they are you. If someone you don't like is in your dreams, why are they in your dreams? If you don't like them, and if you don't want them in your dreams, why are they popping up in your dreams? Ask yourself that question. Why are they, like, what have I not learned from them? Not why are they attacking me? No, why are you projecting onto them? Why are you scapegoating them? Who said that they were attacking you? Oh, well, in the dream state they did that. Well, why would you allow them to do that in your dream state? What in you has fear? Enough fear, in fact, for them to control and to manipulate that. And who says it's their energy? It's your energy that you felt from them. It's now your energy because you've subscribed to it and you've accepted it. So now it's your energy that's doing that to you. Your energy, your reflection of them doing that to you. So understand that as well. That's all dreams are trying to show you. When you have a dream about anyone doing anything, it's you trying to show you that you haven't fully healed from something, or that you know deep down inside of something and you need to come to terms with it. You have dreams of your past friends trying to connect with you, and then in those dreams you walk away from them. It's like, oh, why do they keep popping up? Why do they keep trying to guilt trip me? They're not trying to guilt trip you. You have just yet to realize that you have deep down emotions of, man, I miss so and so, or man, I did split away from them. And you just have this tendency, this abandonment wound, I should say, where it keeps popping up and you keep feeling like you need to gravitate towards people that you actually don't really like to resonate with. And then you stick with them, weeks go by, you have another falling out, you separate again, weeks go by, you get together, weeks go by again, you separate. That's the cycle that you used to get stuck in. And it's just showing you, hey, this cycle could happen right now if you let it. If you want, do you want this cycle? No, you don't. So then ask yourself, what in me has to overstand that I no longer want to be a part of them? And this is a people-pleasing tendency that you have to heal. This is something that's a program inside of you that has been repeating on repetition mode forever. But yet, everyone else will just tell you, oh no, they're attacking you, they're trying to do spell work on you. Not everyone knows how to do spell work like that. Not everyone fucks with that shit. You've grown paranoid because the conscious community is so paranoid that those point fingers and call anyone blasphemous that doesn't agree with them. It's a cult led by deluded teachers who, though may have spiritual abilities, are not seeing the actual truth of what's going on. And because they don't see a truth and they don't want to believe in a truth, because believing in a truth looks like arrogance or whatever, then they can stick with it. You can look at people who are arrogant. You can have an issue with people who know the truth and stand down on it. But that just means that you're weak. And the person that knows the truth knows the truth. They're strong. They're strong enough to know the truth. You're not yet. That's okay. But don't go around projecting stuff on people, because now you're arrogant. You see how it works? You see how projection works? Projection works by you saying someone is something. And then while you say that about someone, you also have to be in that energy to be able to pick it up from someone else. You see what I mean? You cannot be around negative energy without you yourself having something negative about you. Whether that is a self-imposed belief or an external action that you're using, it has to be negative for a reason. So why are you attracting that negative energy? Something inside of you is making you feel that way. Is it a lack of self-trust? Is it a lack of self-effort? lack of self-knowledge? How is it going? Do you not trust yourself enough to go down the path? Do you not know enough to go down the path? Do you depend on external circumstances too much? All these things. Once you start working on it on this level, things will start, like, you'll stop having those sort of dreams. You'll stop having all sorts of XYZs. I used to have a dream when I was a child of a demon dipping me in lava at my babysitters. We were playing red light, green light. And I had that dream again whenever I was like 15. And I was like, why am I having this dream again? I haven't had this in forever. And it was because I was really into sports at that time. I played a lot of soccer at that time. I did not like the competition of it. I hated it so much. But that was why I had the dream, is because I didn't like competing. And when you play red light, green light, everyone wants to fucking compete for some reason, childish games. And I didn't like that either. So I was being consumed by the devil, which is the physical realm. I was dipped in lava, which was dipped in the feeling, the full idea that the physical world was going to consume me due to everyone being in competition. So then I stepped out. I dropped out of sports, not because of the dream, but a little while after, because I just didn't fucking care anymore. Um, and I got to do that, and I never had that dream again. I've never had any dream at like that ever again, ever. Notice how, like, whenever you have a dream, if it's not about someone from your past or someone you went to school with or like your parents or however, it's always some stranger that is um protruding an energy at you, making you feel like they're being masked up, when that mask is you. And that unknown energy could literally just be you projecting bad energy onto someone before you even met them, that then makes you scared of this individual or have self doubts or worries about the individual when they do come in, because you want to stay prepared and stay ready. You're paranoid. That's your problem. And you're not seeing that you're paranoid because you're letting things that feed into your paranoia make you have more of a solidified reason. Because if you think it and you desire it, which you wouldn't be thinking about it if you didn't desire it on some level, nature will supply anything that you desire. And if you desire a reason to be paranoid, the divine, well, the world, the nature will supply. That's the nature. That's how the world works. That's literally how it is. So if you're sitting around thinking about a problem so much and you're having dreams about it and it's encompassing your dream world and your physical world, it's because you're desiring it. And does that, oh, that means I'm desiring myself to have pain? No, you're desiring yourself to heal from it, but you haven't listened to that side of you that wants to heal from it. You're only listening to the fear aspect, to the aspect of, oh, it's hurting me, oh, it's scary, oh, it's this and that, not seeing that it's actually trying to alert you, your higher self, to, oh, I want to heal from this. You're not feeling it, you're seeing it. What you're feeling is all these emotions that you don't like to feel. But then you're thinking, oh, someone's projecting this on me because I would never. No, you would, because you did it to yourself just then and there. Overstand that. That's how, this is literally the truth of it. You can believe me, you can not believe me, it's whatever. I'm just telling you the truth. Not a lot of people want you to know these things because, well, unfortunately, not a lot of people care about people. Not everyone cares about others. Or their care is like, oh, well, I'm not supposed to teach you. Okay, and so why are you here? If you're not here to teach, then leave this realm. Like, go somewhere else. Like, what are you doing here? We need an actual teacher. So if you're not here to teach, go. Bye, bye, bye. If you're not here to learn, bye. Like, seriously, that's how you have to treat it. Because if you're not there teaching someone something that's valuable to them, not stripping them of their energy, not bringing up fear, not bringing up past emotions or whatever, then what are you really doing? You're repeating an old story. You're stuck in a matrix. You're stuck in an old paradigm. And I've talked about this for quite some time. And I've seen personally from an account, because whenever I talk about things, the divine shows me my answers about what's going on immediately. That's, we are clicked in because I'm on the mission. I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to do. I've only seen two genuinely honest to God, two people change what they were doing. And it has nothing to do with deeming something as good and bad. It has all to do with knowing what they truly desire, what they want to do, versus what brings them money or fame or likes or whatever. Because you know what I mean? Some people enjoy doing what they do. I'm not saying to go out to people and start me. If you do that, that's on you, not me. I'm not in control of you, and I don't even support that shit. So if you're running around, you're mean and you're karma, I don't care about you. Go somewhere else. Let them live their life. Let them do what they got to do. I'm just here to point their actions out. I'm not here to name drop. We don't got to name drop. Energy just speaks for itself. And the more it's spoken about, the more it's going to expose itself. The people going around pointing fingers, oh, this person did this person did that. Okay, and is that helping you heal? Or are you just exerting some sort of anger? Or what are you doing? Like if it's not for a healing purpose for you, then what are you doing? That's what you have to ask. It's not about other people, it's all about you. So figure these things out. When you have dreams about people blasting your name and stuff, why are you afraid of someone telling lies about you? Are you aware of someone telling lies about you? Did you hear on a random video that someone was telling lies about you? Why are you so worried about someone else's life when it comes to yours? If you can live your life, you'll be fine. It's the whole point that people overlook. And I genuinely mean this. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You only need to watch like one. If you watch a collective reading, you only need to watch one. They all talk about the same shit. The pick a cards talk about the same shit. The pick a crystal, whatever the fuck, talk about the same shit. They don't know how to read the cards because they're just regurgitating the same energy. Because guess what? The entire conscious collective that feeds into that energetic egregore now needs to heal from that. And how do you heal from that? On an individual level, you heal from it. On a collective level, everyone needs to collectively understand that you're just protected and you can move on with your life. You're good to move. Go. Do what you got to do. If you're watching it for entertainment, go for it. Don't let it control your life. For the ones that are watching it to get information about what their life is, why are you watching a collective reading to get information about your life? Just get an actual personal reading. Well, I don't have the money for it. Learn how to read cards on yourself. That's free. Learn how to observe your life. Learn how to read your dreams. You can look up these things online. The amount of time that you take looking up things online, you know what I mean? While watching these readings online, you can take that time out from watching those readings and actually learn something valuable. That's going to actually help you move forward. It's going to actually help you see the truth. It's going to actually help you heal. You can literally look up like the tarot cards, like all the tarot cards in the deck, and then take all the cards and then write them down. Like, oh, this is you don't even have to draw. You can just write the magician, the devil, the fool, the 10 of cups, 9 of cups, whatever. You can write all that stuff down on a piece of paper. And you can do it that way. You can take like 5 almonds. You can have them in like a grid. You can have all the cards in like a grid formation. Take a handful of almonds and throw them on the thing, or like a handful of rocks if you don't have almonds, and toss them down. And wherever those rocks land is what you got to read. And then you just let your eyes guide you. Take control of your life. Like it's serious, it's genuinely this simple. But so many people get stuck up on personalities, on, oh my God, this person helped me. Yeah, everyone helps everyone. Good. I'm happy that people get help. I'm happy that you do. But don't allow your whole life to be like engulfed by that one energy. Oh, they didn't upload today. That means I don't know what's going on. I've met a few people like that. It's awful for those people. And I pray for them because they got, I mean, shit, child, they need help because they don't know what's going on in their life. They can't control it. And it comes from a lack of decision. It comes from a lack of consciousness. You have to have that understanding of your life. There are signs all around you. And people want to go, oh, look, but angel numbers. Yeah, angel numbers aren't always positive, though. And if the whole conscious community only focuses on oh, it's all positive. No, it's not. Seeing 555 when you're going through a point in life could mean a good change or a bad change. Seeing 111, new beginnings, it can also mean repeated patterns, like old repeating patterns. It all equals 3 regardless. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. We'll talk about numbers and stuff on a different date because that's funny. I love talking about the numbers because that one gets people upset because people have really bought into that lie for quite some time. But when it comes to dreams, it's all about you. And they're only trying to teach you about what you need to do and what you need to learn. So allow yourself to fully engulf that, or allow yourself to fully understand what your dreams are trying to tell you. Dream journal. If you can't remember your dreams, why are you not participating in your life? What about your life is keeping you so busy from being able to focus on yourself? That's why you can't read your dreams. And that's why whenever you do remember your dreams, there's something of awful nightmares, because you're so focused on the negative. You're so focused on what everyone else is doing that you can't even focus on yourself. You don't have enough focus on yourself to even remember what you did. Do you know how bad that is? Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know what I mean? Though, like, really, like, let it sink in if you have to. If you cannot remember your dreams, it's because you're not focusing enough on yourself. Not everyone has dreams, because not everyone has a life to live on this realm. Some people are here just to take up space. Some nights you don't have dreams. Why not? Did you have an exhausting day? Did you spend the day worrying about things too much? Well, an absence of a dream just means an absence of self, because you don't have anything to do. If you have dreams and they're all like fun, go happy, go lucky, that's good. That means you're paying attention to yourself. What are you doing in the dreams that's making you happy? Look at the symbolisms. Oh, I made money this day that made me happy. Oh, I'm going to make money in the future. All those things. Look at it. It tells you everything that you need to know. 3 days, genuinely. But no one knows how to do these things. It's either no one knows how to, or they're too lazy to look up the information themselves. And this is the issue with it, because then you go to people, it's like, oh, I heard this, and then this happened. Yeah, because you listen to someone else's interpretation of what's going on in your life, which is why it's so important that whenever you do get a dream reading, you explain to them. Make sure the person is paying attention. That's the difference between me and a lot of other people. I've given a few dream readings to people, and every time I get fantastic results back. And it has nothing to do with my ability to put symbols together or to pick up a card. I'm a listener. I listen to their dreams. Give me all the details, colors, small names, dates, whatever you can get. I will do my best. Like, that's genuinely how it is. Dream readings have nothing to do about anything other than the quant and the dream. Why did this quant have this dream? Well, what's the dream about? What the dream encapsulate? All these things. If you woke up at a certain time, what does that mean even? All of these things are so important, but people don't believe it is. And then you have the dogma of, oh, I'm yapping about my dream. I'm not telling you important details because these small ones don't matter. Everything matters. You wouldn't have had it. You wouldn't even think about saying it if it didn't matter. It might not matter to the big context of what you're talking about, but it's going to strike something in either you or the person you're asking. And it's going to be like, okay, well, this is what's going on. Or maybe you'll pick up on it a few days later, like, oh shit, I did have a dream about that. And this is what that means. You know what I mean? Everything has a meaning. It wouldn't happen to you. You wouldn't see it. You wouldn't perceive it. It wouldn't have touched you if it didn't have any meaning to you at all. And that's the truth about dreams. When you have a dream, it tells you everything you need to know. But people are just not knowledgeable within that specter. They don't know how to do these things. People don't talk about these things. Everyone in the spiritual community wants to talk, oh, let's talk about all these other things. Let's talk about the esoteric knowledge of a turtle. Okay? What good is that doing for someone? That's cool to know. How is it helping? Are you talking to a turtle? Are you talking to a family of tortoise, whatever the fuck? And being like, hey, this is what you mean. No, you're talking to a human. Tell the human what they need to know. I don't even know what they need to know. That's why it's important for you to listen. Regardless, this has been a little expert about the dreams, a bit deeper into what dreams are. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. But we're going to keep going down the path of like these types of things, because more and more people need to be aware of these things. And it's going to be very interesting. And remember, New Year's is not January the 1st. New Year's is in March. Some people want to say it's April's 1st. No. April's Fools, April's greening. That means that the greens will start coming up new. Doesn't mean New Year's. New Year starts in March. April is when things start to spring into action. Love you all so much. I forgot the exact day in March. I have to like go look back in my notes. I have this all written down, either in my phone or my computer somewhere. I'm also trying to get notes from my other laptop that was stolen because I had a fuck ton of notes on there. So I've been getting everything back into shape. But regardless, hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all know the drill. Go to the descriptions for anything, bracelets from Spirit Otter. The code's down there. If you need any sort of healing services or whatever, you can do that. I do all my services still. I can, all sorts of readings. You just mention what you need a reading about. I can basically do it. I'm learning how to better read astrology charts, so I can get into that because I've been meaning to for a minute. Other than that, books, whatever else I have to offer for y'all, just feel free to get them if you want. Regardless, though, I love each and every one of y'all to the moon and back, tenfold and forever. Thank you for the support and patience. But we just needed to get new energy, new acclamations, rest, gear back up, and get ready for this new year because it's happening. And whether people like it or not, they're gonna find out if they're really ready to elevate or to sit stagnant. You know, and it's something I've talked about on this channel forever. It's something that's been shown on this channel forever. I don't care if the person you're going to isn't healing, then they're not doing anything. If they're not evolving and you're unable to see it, then they're not doing that much. And child, I don't care how many times I got to evolve on this channel. It's only going to show who the ones are actually evolving with me on this journey, or who's the ones who are just going to sit back. And you can do whatever you want, but just know where you sit always. No shame to the game, but just know what game we're playing. But I love you all to the moon and back, tenfold and forever. I truly do. Thank you all so much for the patience. It really does mean the world to me. It's just how it is. Some people are impatient; they got to work on that. Some people are patient, and thank you for the world. For that, I always come through. It might take a while, but I always will because it's something that I got to do. It's what I'm here to do. But I love you all so much, and moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see y'all later.